I really like that drop down. That drop. It's very harsh. Sometimes when the playlists start my streams, some of the first ones are just such bangers that I just think like, yeah, let's just start it with this. As you can see, I did a few things. This ship has been gutted quite a bit. Many of the components are currently here. This was because I had some time in between today, and I spent that on grinding the ship up a little bit, because I was like, it's probably not worth it to make this into a full video, and then when I make a new video, I can use the components that I grind away for the next episode. So, for instance, I need to install this. I have to repair it somehow a little bit. But we're gonna work on that mostly today. So that's at least on the planning. Don't know what that unknown signal is still doing there, but sure. So, did I already show that I did some off-screen grinding on here? I think I did, because I think I installed that in that same episode. Otherwise, if I didn't, I did some off-screen grinding. It's almost like, hello, welcome to my Minecraft hardcore video, and we're gonna go do some off-screen mining now. And you come to the next episode and they're having like full diamond. You're like, That's basically me now. Now it was just removing the light armor. So let's turn off these reactors. I forgot to do that, I guess. We're probably gonna strip this for its components later, because we have so many actually intact jump drives. This one misses 100 superconductors. I think it's a good way to get 900 superconductors and 120 power conduits. So, the plan for this episode is partially in a lot of things. One of the things I want to do is remove these three large thrusters and install them in the ship. Then, what I want to do is I want those same thrusters. I want the hydrogen tanks on top of it installed, and we're gonna probably install these types. I just have to see if I have 5 of these. I know there's 2 in there, 1 in here, but I don't know how many more of these we have. Then I want to install other great components as well, but I think just doing those things will already be quite difficult enough. Then we still have to think about what we're going to do with this front end, because this front end is currently a sort of gravity cannon that we are not going to use, but it has a whole lot of gravity generators, which have some gravity comps and computers, so this is a good sign for a lot of computers. And then we have a lot of welders that we're going to remove later, because we're gonna spend all that on something else. So this entire front part is gonna be something different. I just don't know what yet. These backwards facing thrusters, all these thruster comps, I hope that we can just sacrifice one large ion thruster somewhere, so we can repair every single small thruster on the ship. Then we have a large cargo container here, and I do believe we have one. Did we have one over here? I thought we did. When I was grinding, I thought I saw one. Maybe I saw it wrong, but I know there's one. There was one over here. And there's a lot of these oxygen containers and hydrogen containers that I want to install, and there's some batteries that we have to find locations for. It's just a lot of planning ahead right now. What I really want to do is just start filling up spaces like here. But it's just gonna be difficult to fill them up with something if I can't make space for them. So we really have to gut this ship like from front to back. We're gonna probably remove this entire part as well, and then we're gonna reinstall it with a different flooring. I will probably do this grinding off stream, or off stream, like I'm streaming right now, off video, in between videos when I'm having like a 15 minutes break in between, because I think the grinding is a little bit tedious. Then, for the people who are listening, editing takes quite a long time, and my videos are usually an hour or something long. Now, what I can do is perhaps start working with chapters. So, usually when you make videos, you can put in chapters. I don't know how to do that yet, but I might check that out, how to set chapters in YouTube. That way, if you don't like one part of the video, or you think one part of the video is a bit tedious, you know, like my entire video, you could skip ahead to a different part of the video that might be more interesting. Or if I, for instance, drive to a new location, I can put in when I come to the new location, just in case you want to skip the driving part. If this is indeed something that you would prefer to me to do, so you at least have some say in what you want to watch and whatnot, or if you don't want to spend the entire 2 hours watching my videos, which, you know, can understand, then I can do that to make sure that it makes for a better viewing experience. If someone is watching this video and listens to this and wants to give their 2 cents about this, then please do. I read every single comment that gets posted, and I respond to every single comment pretty much that gets posted. Oh, I hope I didn't break anything. So that's at least something that I wanted out beforehand. Now, in the meantime, what we are going to focus on right now is we are going to try to make this area a little bit more interesting. And for that, we're going to remove some parts to make it at least able to access the important bits of this location. We're going to probably replace these things again later on, but for the time being, we really need some space to move some parts around. Because what we're going to remove, or what we're going to place, is a large hydrogen tank. Which takes, you know, quite a lot of movement to get into place. But where we're going to place it is right on top of these... right here. You know, there's something interesting that I could do as well. I can install a second thruster right here. I just noticed that. That is going to be very difficult to do though. But I think it would be worth it. If I can place that right here.
Inventory full.
Yeah, inventory full. That would be actually super cool if I can get that to work.
Critical.
I know, energy critical. Not only is it gonna be... Okay. A little bit. Okay. It's gonna be very difficult to get it out because it's currently in that... Oh, I can actually remove that potential rear of the ship. Because it's right over here right now. Okay, there we go. So, the large hydrogen thruster that I'm thinking about that we can move is one of the flat ones that we have in here. This one. So if we can get this one out and move it over, we could use that. And I kind of have to do that before I install anything else in there. But it would give me at least 7 thrusters pointed downwards, which would give me enough upwards thrust to get off of this planet.
Inventory full.
If I didn't already have enough upwards thrust, that would be the little push extra. have 7 large hydrogen thrusters, and a lot of ion thrusters pointed upwards, or pointed downwards is gonna help quite a bit. I will think about that. I will think about that. Okay, then at least let's focus on something we can change for this episode, which is the thrusters. Now, what we're gonna do in between is we're gonna have to remove this. So let's install the new one right over here. Okay. New one comes over here. We're gonna install a new one later on again. For the time being, we just need this one to be gone. The reason why is just because we will have some more maneuvering speed, and we're going to change the conveyor system later on anyway. I want to work with as little of these conveyor junctions as possible. If I can place a pipe instead of a conveyor junction, I will. So, for this part at least, we've made it a little bit easier for ourselves since we removed the roof. But we're going to also remove parts of the flooring here because we're going to remove them later on anyway. This way it's going to be a lot easier installing these thrusters. I want to make it as easy for myself as possible.
Inventory full.
Okay. Because I still have to remove them from the other ship part as well. Okay, let's remove this conveyor. And once these are installed, I'm gonna make a connection for the time being, at least, with that thruster that's gonna be in here. And then we're gonna hook it up to the front. So we're gonna make a connector all the way to the front, so this front part here is connected as well. Then we can start repairing this part as well. But we'll get to that, at least in the time being. Okay, I had to check a message. Let's get some energy again. How is our... Okay, we still have enough fuel to fly around. Then it is time for some hectic movements. Oh, don't know why I'm stuck. Sure. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is we are going to free the first thruster from the 3 that are in this situation here. I think what I'm gonna do is lower the wheels. No. First I have to remove this. Okay. Then we're gonna move this. There we go. Now we are gonna lower it, and we're just gonna lower this first one out. And we're gonna remove it with the rover. So these are still attached to the top blocks, so this is fine. We're just gonna make sure that this, when it's free, it can fall out. Here's one of them. The ball hydrogen tanks that I want to install later on. Okay. Okay, it should be able to get out. Dump all these materials. Let's bring the rover over. The rover over. I don't know if it's free of materials though. Probably not. No, it's not. I could drain it of all of its resources, but I think it's currently being used as the storage for the entire ship. Oh, actually, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Probably because there's not enough storage on the ship right now. Mm-mm. Can we solve that really quickly, or are we just gonna... Yeah, we're just gonna move without it. Let's just hope that the rover has enough movement power to do all that without anything happening. Let's go. So we're gonna try to move this hydrogen thruster. So what we're gonna do is we are going to lower these wheels by quite a substantial amount. We're gonna do 30 centimeters per... Oh, no, let's not use that wheel. That wheel's ass. Just gonna do 30 centimeter increments at a time until these chunks are on the ground. We're getting there. Big wheels. Big wheels. Okay. Getting there. Nearly at the top position. It's already a lot lower to the ground. That's good. Good. Okay, that's the lowest, but I think that's fine because I think I can already attach. Is what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach to it, and once it's free, we're gonna try to drive it out. Let's try to park against it. Okay, it should be attached. I'm actually not going to put it on parking. It's also very heavy, so it should be heavy enough to lift it up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make some blocks disappear around it, just to make sure that it's not getting stuck and when it's wedged in between anything. Let's get squished here. Oh wait, this had to last for 2 blocks to make the wheel disattach. Okay. Plates. Oh, it's heavy armor panels. Damn. They went all out with this thing. This is a good designed ship, at least for the chunks that we can see. Alright, let's just dump whatever components we have in the rover, just like we've done every time. So if I detach this one... It's smashed into this part. Alright, burn. Good. I think the most of it is free now. Anything at the front of it that's blocking it? Panels or whatever? I don't think so. I think most of it is free. So here we go. That's safe, because if these things explode just willy-nilly, then I am gonna be very angry. Okay, let's repair it just fully. You never know. Oh. Just... You never know. Good. Well, here we go. Let's attach. Boop. That's all long detached. Okay, didn't blow up, didn't break. Slowly drive it out. Okay, let's place it a little bit closer to the ship. And we're gonna try the same thing for some of the... Okay. There we go. And it didn't catch on fire. So for the large hydrogen thruster that we're gonna remove from the middle section, we're just gonna cut it out later. And then we're gonna try to place it near where the other one was. Damn, everything is so foggy I can barely see a thing. Okay, let's just park it here for a second because I don't know how long this is gonna take. So here's one of the industrial storage tanks. I don't want to remove that as well, but I think it's going to be hard to remove it without damaging anything around it at the moment. Let's just first remove some parts around the second thruster. I can also use the hauler for this, I guess. Oh. So we are kind of getting close to the ending part of this, at least the exploration saga, which is, you know, kind of sad in my opinion. I always like finding certain parts, but I'm very, very hyped right now for making it. Like, while I'm doing other stuff during the day, oh, damn. Please don't destroy anything, please don't destroy anything, please don't destroy anything. I didn't know you were gonna detach. So, while I'm doing other things, like I also teach math tutoring during the day. While I'm driving from one customer or client to the other one, I'm already thinking about like how to set up everything. Am I autistic? Maybe. Maybe. How did you know? So much steel plates and metal grids in this build. Just from these chunks alone, so many light armor blocks you can make. I also saw that due to the new mod, the new DLC that I installed, there are certain floor blocks that were unlocked, and I kind of want to build parts of the ship base out of these floor blocks. I can show you real quick. So floor. Here we go. Floor center. I'll put them in the spot drill. So as you can see, they are made in such a way that they're looking like a light armor block when you place them, but one of the spots for it is like concrete-ish. And what I haven't checked out, oh, it's even on small. What I haven't really checked out is if it's different in different colors or different structures. Let's see, I currently have it set to hazard armor. It does look like it's mostly the same. Yeah. You get a different hue. A little bit of different colorization. Let's see if the floor changes. So this is the floor. In battered carbon, floor seems to be always the same. It is only the underside colorization, because I think the structure for the majority stays the same. Yeah, it's only the texture-ish that changes. It's not really the lines on it. Like if you have sci-fi or clean armor, there's not much change in it. Be for a different side of it. A little bit, like some colorization changes. I actually enjoy the silver armor for this one better than the sci-fi armor, but that's maybe we do color. Yeah. So it's the floor on top only changes if there's like some rusty parts of it. Interesting that for the heavy rusted armor, it completely disappears. Okay, I'm gonna try this out later. Okay, other blocks that we have is floor 3x3. Okay, change it to sci-fi armor. Just looks like it's more straighter floor. Then we have floor center, floor decals. You can really turn it around and add some extra details to your floor. So it's just some extra parts that you can use. You have floor edge. Use this to make like lines in the floor. But really will give you the option to make like paths and such. The only problem that I see with this is that if you use this when you have a floor that is seen by multiple sides, then it's going to be difficult to make it work. We have passage. This is, I saw that this was used as specifically as flooring for passages. Passages that don't have their own floor, like passage 3. You can use these as like this middle section, a T-split, a hallway, a corner, and then of course the dead end. Might use these. We're gonna find. Yeah, that's all of the floors. We're gonna see if we can use these in our build. I think they're very situational. Let's just put it like that. We'll get to that later on. So I was thinking with this one, if we can detach it somehow from its blocks around it, I think it's gonna be easier because it's not connected anywhere there, and we can remove these blocks here, right? There's just a panel. Yeah, there's just some. I think we can disconnect this one. What we can do is make a tower of steel blocks to protect it from the fall. This way we can sort of like cushion it when it's falling. Now, I don't know if this is gonna work. I've done this with other structures as well, but this is of course very big. So what we're gonna do is we are going to unhook this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove all the blocks that I think this keeps this upright. Oh, there already went some conveyors. These panels are keeping it upright. But not really though. They can't even keep themselves upright. Right, I think this piston part and the slight armor blocks on the side. Not attached yet.
Energy low. Inventory full.
Interesting. I thought it would be free now. Because I do believe that you cannot place blocks on the sides. You can only place blocks on this part. So let me check. So you can place them on this ring of 3 around it on all sides, but here you can't place anything. So the only place where this could really be attached to is here or on the sides. There we go. Alright, it survived. Good. That's part 1 of the plan. Call it that. So, now what we're gonna do, try to lower it in such a way we can grab it on the floor. So let's just see if we can detach this without dying. Okay. Alright. So far so good. One more to go. Now it's a little bit less tall, so it will always also be less wobbly. Ooh, I almost got squished there. Alright, and now I wonder, can I just pick it up and then move it around?
Energy critical.
Yeah, energy critical. Wait, why am I doing this? I can also just sit in here. I have to ride around anyway.
Low.
Okay, I think I can grab it at the thruster part. Yes. Alright. So now we're gonna remove the steel bars underneath it, and that's good to know that I can just pick it up at this height. And if I remove these last few, it should lift. Yes! Love it when a plan comes together. I hope at the end of this episode I can just... Ooh, I almost hit something too hard. I hope at the end of this episode I can install all the thrusters. At least be done with that. Okay. Lower this. Can I drop this without blowing up? Yes. Alright. Good. Now for the hardest one. This truly is going to be a challenge. Because it's so high up. I can use the hauler, but the problem is that I can't grab it from the top. That was the problem with the other two as well. I would have to grind the entire top out. What I was thinking about doing is, if it's also kind of disconnected from the rest, I can build a platform for it. It's directly connected to this one. Then I have to detach it. But I can make a scaffolding where it can rest on. Then I can build the rest of the scaffolding to get it to drop later. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first build the scaffolding where it's gonna rest on. So some steel plates. Well, don't say too much. More than enough steel blocks. Oh. Scaffolding, scaffolding, scaffolding. Then, underneath the block, I need to move my rover a little bit forwards. This thing is jutting out quite a bit. Bit forwards. Okay. Just build a little bit of a cushion. Okay, let's build a little bit of a foot around it because I am unsure if it's stable enough to keep standing by its own. Give it a little bit more of a lift. Now, what we're gonna do is we are going to detach these blocks. And we're gonna drop it on this. And then we're gonna see if we are going to survive this. I shouldn't have built these. So let's hope for the best. You know what? I don't feel too safe about it. I really want it to grab on. Now, if I am correct, and I hope that I am, is that these here are not attached to it. Ah, wait, it's not a problem because we're going to detach it anyway. Alright, now let's hope for the best. Alright, it grabbed it. Good. What we're going to do now is we're going to try to lower it down as best as we can. I'm going to give it some foot to land on. A bit wider than what I have currently, because I don't trust that this is gonna hold fully. I'd rather take a little bit of extra time to make sure that it's gonna end up correctly than rush this and lose another thruster. Last episode I already used one of my save scums. I was not happy about it to move this part and to install the wheels. It was not my preferred way of doing it. I'm kind of sad that I had to do it because yeah, I didn't have to do it. It's a bit of a lie, but otherwise I would have to install MES wreckage again, and then I have to search around again to get the part again. And I kind of want to get to the building part. We're finally getting to that, and then I would have to stop it again. It would be kind of sad if that happened. Okay, now let's quickly do these last few parts. So we're gonna run through these last few. Am I alive? Didn't even see that the last one wasn't even attached anymore. Okay. Oh my god. Why? Okay, how far? Lots of metal grids, or lots of large steel tubes. I at least have the metal grids for it, due to all the heavy armor. Just don't have the large steel tubes, so I would have to destroy the wheels for that. I could, but I'm scared to lose this. I swear I don't understand the mechanics of this game sometimes. Okay, I'm just gonna... How many large steel tubes does this have? Quite a few.
Inventory full.
I have to use them, really.
Inventory full.
One more. Okay. We try. I swear. How far is it broken now? Oh god, it lost so much. Oof. Just repair it as far as we can. Yeah, it's probably the large steel tubings. Yeah. Oh, just the metal grids? That wouldn't be an issue. There's heavy armor everywhere. What about now? Only 53. Alright, there should be heavy armor in here. Okay. Come on, we're almost there. Can we get this thing down without anything for the rest blowing up? Okay, it's currently stuck in here. Okay, if I remove this, it will start turning. Just drop off some material. Let's hope it doesn't blow up again. Oh god. Alright. Sure. I can work with this. As long as it's finally on the ground. I'll just lower it a little bit. Gonna pick it up. Okay, it's locked. I'm gonna remove some of the steel, just so it's not in the way. Then, I'm gonna lower it a little bit up. Gonna make the turn. Look at that. Now we're gonna have to place it and hopefully stop wiggling like a mad lad. Now I just hope that if I drop it, it will not immediately catch on fire. I'm gonna actually do something to counteract that. Kinda didn't want that. Let's just make a little bit of a buffer. Just so I can ease it on the ground. Okay. That should be it for now. The moment we have them installed, we're gonna work on the rest. But this is already quite a lot of suspense for one moment on my part. Then we also have to think about where we're gonna install other parts. Oh, there's an unknown signal coming close to me. We should restock on some hydrogen first before we're gonna explore to that. Hello, hydrogen. Let's find out what this is. I just still pray for a tier 3 grinder that would make the rest of this playthrough a little bit faster. Alright, let's grind this thing down. The one that tries to get away. If so, tough shit. Okay, what's in it? Burn. Goodbye. Oh, yeah. Only some girders and a teddy bear. I mean, to be fair, the teddy bears we're just gonna place somewhere. Meow. Okay. Let's just place it in the inventory somewhere. It's probably gonna go straight into my rover, but it's fine. So, now we're getting to the hardest part again. We are going to try to install. I think this it doesn't really matter. They're all gonna be tough. I think the hardest one is gonna be this one. So the balls are on this side. So let's first put all 3 of them upright, just so we have something to work with. I should put this lower, otherwise it's gonna hit the ground too hard. I didn't hit the ground already too hard. It's fine. At least didn't make a crater in the ground. Good. No damage. Next up. I can put that one there. It's fine. No damage. Good. And the next one. Let's ease it down first a little bit. There we go. Any damage? Nope. I mean, to be fair, I prepared this one already twice now, so I would be very happy if it didn't get damaged again. Thank you. Well, to be fair, I say thank you, but I'm also going to remove those 2 hostile GPS coordinates from my HUD because I don't really need their location to constantly be on the ship. There we go, it's a little bit. There's a button to lessen them as well. Something to do with the GPS coordinates. Let me check real quick. Systems, interactions, nope. Block placement, grids and objects. Blueprints. Toolbars. View, player control. First person, toggle signal mode. We can leave it on off for a bit, just so it doesn't clutter my screen. Just have to remind myself that it was H. Okay, so, as I remember correctly, this big ball we're gonna put on facing this direction, right? Yes, so the big ball needs to face this direction. Now I'm gonna try to install this one now. Let's remove this to make it a little bit easier on ourselves. We're gonna change the shape of this anyway, so this corner here is gonna change. Okay. So let's get the hauler. Let's hope it's a little bit full now. Let's put this one back to auto, put this one back to auto. We're gonna turn these on, we're gonna turn these on. Now the batteries are on, the tank is on, the thrusters are on, they can be boosted. Good, we didn't crash. So, I'm gonna install the one in the back first. That means that I have to install it like this. Means when I grab it, the big ball needs to be front right of me. Okay. So let's see, the big ball is front right, so it should be right there. Yes. Okay, let's install it then. I'm thinking about something that I have to do first. I have to install the merge blocks. Can I park it here? No, I cannot. I have to install the thing first. Okay, let's just leave it in the correct orientation then at least. There we go. Okay, let's install the merge blocks first then. So, that way I can go by the correct orientation immediately. Okay, let's just get all the components for the merge block. There we go. So, let me think about it. Okay, that's being made. So, it has to be on... Where was I gonna install? I think I'm already thinking about where to install it wrong. I mean, to be fair, they have to be installed on every side, but sure. Okay. Let's try this again. Listen to yourself better. Okay. So since we're going to install it like this, it means that the merge block has to go on this side. Right? Let's check, let's double check it to make sure that I am indeed correct. So, when I install it, it will be placed in such a way that when I place it, the right ball will be on that side. And I think that is the correct orientation. Yes. Cut twice, or no, was it draw twice, measure twice, cut once. Not cut twice, because if you do it like that, you will never cut just twice. It will always be like 5, 6, 7 times. Okay. Here we go. Let's go for the big install. It's a narrow gap, but should be able to do this. Okay, I need my... bit of a tilted forwards. Like I said, it's a little bit of a narrow gap. Yes. Okay. Good. That's one. Next up. Oh, wrong way. This way. Okay. Look at this. I'm also thinking about like making maybe this space a little bit open, but I think the thrusters will not be very protected then. But it would be nice to be able to walk over this area, but I think we're just gonna make that area walkable and we're gonna just encapsulate this part with something else. We're gonna work on that later. First off, let's just install all of them. Okay, next up, I'm gonna just place this one. Why? Because why not? So, when I look at it, it has to be on the opposite side of this one. So if I stand on this, it should be on the opposite side. So let's look. This is the big ball. It has to be on the opposite side. So it has to be here, facing this way. Now I have to check. I think I have to grab it with the ship touched here and I'm facing this way. Or not it facing that way, but like longitude this way. Because how much space do I have to maneuver? I mean, it doesn't really matter. I think it would actually be better if I grab it in the long way. Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. So close. Yes. That's another one. We're almost there. Then we have 5 or 6 thrusters downwards. I don't know if that's enough, but we're gonna check that later. Okay, last one. Let's remove the merge blocks and put the last one in. Then we're gonna think about how to protect these and install the ion thrusters that are gonna come around it. And we're gonna have to make a little bit of a storage of ion thrusters to install later on. Okay, so let's just see. The last one that's gonna get here is here, and the large ball, it has to be on the side of the large ball. So, let's see. It's gonna be installed like this, with the merge block here. Gonna put it here. Now, we have not much room on the side of there. So we're gonna grab it at... so we can place it down aimed this way with the ship. Okay. Let's get it. So it should be like... this. Okay. Let's try this out. There we go. Let's fly a little bit better, shall we? Thank you. We have to turn around anyway, but this was a bit of a overcorrection. Let's just put it like that. Spooky song. There we go. Perfect. Let's spark our little hauler. And give it a little bit of a rest. Hello? Whoopsie. Wait, why am I not? There we go. I was just not close. Okay. Good. Let's look at our new thrusters. So, now we have 5 large hydrogen thrusters installed for the upwards thrust of this planetary / spaceship, and I placed all the large orbs at the same location. Yes, that does compute with my brain quite nicely. So, the next step that we're gonna do is I really want to make this like a center chamber-esque. So this is gonna be like a location where we can really walk around it. So we can just walk around our installed spot. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of a head count to see how many hydrogen tanks that I have. So I have 1 in here. I don't think this one has more of those, right? Like some... I think there's only 1 of those orbs. Yeah, there's only 1. Next up, I have only just some large hydrogen tanks, I believe, in this one. Yeah, just the standard ones. The big ones. How much hydrogen do I have left? Enough. Okay. What about this one? What type... I know you have the smaller ones, but do you have any big hydrogen tanks? Let me check the... hydrogen. Oh, you have 4 large ones. And 4 small ones. So you have 4 large ones. That's good as well. You can maybe even just remove one of these parts and just install it directly. Just because it has the ion thrusters. Like we can cut this ship in half. And just install this chunk on one side of the ship. And this chunk on the other side of the ship. Don't know if it has downwards thrust though. Actually don't know.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Doesn't seem like it.
Full.
I think it was like maybe underneath this part. Well, what we can do is just use it for at least backwards ion thrust or forwards ion thrust. We can install it perhaps on the sides of here. Oh, there's an ion thruster there. And there's an ion thruster there. So if we want to install it somewhere, it has to be along the line somewhere, but I don't think we're gonna need that. I think we're just gonna strip it. But at least that one has only normal large hydrogen tanks. So then we have one here, a normal one here. We have a large reactor here that is 3 by 3. Yeah, I think it's 3 by 3. So what I was thinking of doing is make that middle part basically 1, 2, and the other one that we have over there. This one. We're gonna make those 3 in a in a line over these. And then we're gonna have a large reactor there and a large reactor there. Because I do believe that this chunk also has a large reactor in it somewhere. So we're gonna have at least one large reactor already. Yeah, here it is. We have a gravity generator. Is this reactor on? Yeah. Should have this off for now. We don't want to use the uranium if we don't need it. If we do need it, then we'll just turn it back on. Let's see if the batteries will drain now. Oh, we're flying upside down. Let's see if the batteries drain. Fully recharged in 0 seconds. Okay. So then we're gonna place large hydrogen tank, large hydrogen tank, large hydrogen tank. How big is a... There it is. Okay, so it seems like it's 3 by 3 by 2. I think it's 2. Yeah, it's 3 by 3 by 2. So... This one is just completely broken. There's only some good gravity components in it. Yeah, we're gonna completely destroy this one. Which is fine, but we are not gonna do that because I don't know if the ship will break if I do that. Yeah, it will split if removed. So if they're 3 by 3 by 2, what I can do is place them... Oh, that's difficult. Where am I gonna place those? So at least the plan for this is we're gonna have to reinforce this quite a bit just in case nothing goes wrong. Now I don't think I can place these like here. Right? I can't place them there. I can place them like this up. But we're gonna have to protect this a little bit better. I will think of a system. I'm probably gonna do that off camera just so I will not go through like 15 different iterations till I get a good one. If I get a good one, I'll start the next episode. We're gonna remove this ion thruster as well. Is there one on this side? No. Okay. How much does it still have? It has 10 thruster components.
Inventory full.
Okay, let's just remove it then. Okay, it should be safe if I do this. Come on, wiggle out of there. Good, you rolled the correct way as well. Nice. No, don't make all this. We're at least rid of that. Now, I was thinking about, so we're gonna place some large hydrogen tanks on top of here. We're gonna put it in a length so we can walk past on that side and we can walk past on this side. Then we're gonna use that area there. That's just a complete mess of conveyors. We're gonna change this entire part, so a lot of this is gonna disappear. We're gonna open these side parts as well. Because we have to install quite a lot of other components. And then we need to have a location for a lot of more batteries as well. Because we're gonna use a lot of ion thrusters. That's at least what we're gonna focus on as well. Now the only question that I have is, am I going to install those large hydrogen tanks on top of these, or am I gonna install them on another row of something? I think the safest would be to put something in between it. So if I just put some conveyors in the middle, just some conveyor junctions in the middle, I think that would be a lot safer. So I'm also going to take a note from the system we have here in the back, and we're going to color everything to do with hydrogen this color green. I don't know why they picked green, but I'm here for it. So every thruster, every hydrogen tank is gonna all turn green. Is this one actually still repaired or not? Or is it just empty? I guess it's just empty. Yeah, it's at least repaired. And we're gonna still have to move at least 7 other O2H2 generators here. Okay. At least for now. Let's just give the base something to do. Just gonna install some conveyors. Then we're gonna put some light armor blocks. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to think about how to install the rest of those ion thrusters. I think I'm at least gonna build this in, build it up, so at least better protected. And so when something next to it breaks, it doesn't break immediately the most important bits. Yeah, I'm just thinking about what blocks I'm gonna use. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of something that they used in their builds. Yeah. I'm probably gonna use blast doors here. Blast doors here, and then blast doors here, and the rest I'm gonna use light armor. Not heavy armor. Or am I gonna use heavy armor to protect this? Am I really gonna get into a battle? Probably not. Right, let's just use light armor then. I'll use 2 heights for all of these. Well, I'm still using the blue. Or the green. Should choose the blue. Go. More steel plates. Okay, let me just remove some parts from somewhere else then. That we're not gonna need anytime soon. Okay, should be enough for a bit. Don't know how many steel plates are in the ship system. Let me check real quick. Otherwise I'm not gonna place them yet. Okay, let's see. Steel. There's 600 plates here, 2,000 plates here, 1,600 plates here, 1,700 plates here, 4,600 here, 4,000, 2,000. That's a lot, so I think we can do it. Right, let's try it. Okay, don't know why this is. Oh, this is the beginning part. That's fine. We have to keep that intact until we hook everything up. I don't care if the walking areas are sometimes a little bit taller than other areas. We kind of want a little bit of a freeform base. There we go. Okay, so it's still building, right? Have to be careful though to not do anything rash. Because if I remove those blocks over here now, not these blocks, but the blue blocks over there, then these ones will all be decoupled, and I have to do this entire thing anew. But I don't want to attach them to any parts that I'm going to remove later, because then I will run into the same issue. Alright, let's see. Blast doors. Let's just make this the new area for most of what I'm gonna do around the base. It's raining like crazy outside here. This is gonna take quite a lot of steel plates, but I think for where we are right now in the game, we're gonna get so many steel plates by breaking any other bases or any other ships, so it's gonna be fine. There we go. It should be a little bit of a safer area, just so it can withstand a few hits. Okay. Now, the question is how we're gonna hook up the conveyor system. Because I want to install quite a lot of things over here as well. I think what I'm gonna do for now is just install it here. Just to make this connect to the front. And just do it like this, so it's very clear that I still have to change it. Then, what we're gonna do is on the other side, we're gonna hook this up all the way in the front. And all the way in the front here, we are going to install another repair kit. Once this is done repairing, then I can repair more at the front. Alright, so what we're going to work on now is we're going to see if we can install these hydrogen tanks. Yes. Because later on when I'm going to install the ion thrusters, I can still do that from this direction. I think I'm going to make them maybe in this area here. Like one here and one here. Yeah, I think I have an idea on how to place them. It's going to look maybe pretty sick. I have an idea for that. I will come back to that later, because that's gonna be a very, very tedious system to place all that. We'll get to that. At least we're gonna install now the hydrogen tanks. So we're gonna install one here. I need steel plates. Can I get the other one as well? Okay, there we go. So, let's see. We're gonna install this one here on these 3. So we're gonna have here a merge block. And we're gonna have to install them in a way that they look nice. The loading screens you sometimes see rows of 3, and I really like the look of these things when they're in rows of 3. Can a block be placed there? Yes. So when I remove these two will stick. I can move the batteries to somewhere as well, where I can later install them. Then I can detach everything here. Can merge blocks be placed on the sides? Yes, but probably not on the 3rd block, no. Okay. So, let's first remove it from this. Okay, let's remove these last few blocks. Then let's get the hauler, and then we'll remove these batteries. Oh. Sure. Damn it, I did it again. Hydrogen. Was it this? Nope. 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 It's not an inventory, of course. Damn it. Probably gonna immediately try to make it. Okay, good. You feel so vulnerable immediately when you don't have a jetpack anymore. Damn it. There we go. Was that so damn difficult? I thought I filled them. Yeah. Okay, that took a while. Let me immediately just fill them to full again. Okay. Hauler? Hello there. I'm gonna need you. Set this to auto. Engines on. Okay, so let's remove one of the batteries first. I don't know where to place them or where to use them yet. Let's just move these first. Okay. Detach this. Just place them down for now. We'll get these later. They're not the most important part right now. Okay. Heavy ass batteries. Now the question is, can I lift this tank as well? I guess we're gonna find out. Oh, there went the reactors. Okay. Well, that's gonna be an issue. Okay, let's first just see if we can get this thing to get upwards. Okay. Can I move these batteries by hand? Not really. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Is there anything around that is specific to its sides? Yes. There's a little thingy-majiggy where you can climb up, which doesn't work. Would have been nice if it worked, but let's place all these in the exact same way as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have this at the back right side. Wait, it's a little bit more on that side. So what if I just have this part facing it? Sure. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Where do I have to attach the merge block then? So I've installed the merge block. Should be on this side then. And it will be installed this way to the far right side. Alright. Let's do that. A little bit off center, but should be fine. I don't think it matters too much which way I pick this up. But I am gonna pick it up in lengthwise anyway. Okay. Oh. Go. Let's park this fella. Hmm? Perfect. Couldn't have done it any smoother. I'm getting smoother with it again. Reminds me a little bit of the end part of my previous playthrough of this. Is this concrete coloration? It's currently selected to concrete. Yeah, it's selected for concrete. Does it even look nice for these? Not really. I don't mind the green, but then we're gonna use a different type of material for all. About plastic. Very smooth. What's silver armor? Very shiny. armor. Very green. It's very shiny. I think silver armor also doesn't take over any colors. I want it to look nice as well. Retro future? Ooh, shiny. That does look nice. That's very shiny though. Usually you don't use too much shiny with reflection problems. What carbon fiber? Carbon fiber tanks? No, that sounds dumb. Frozen? No. Okay, we're just gonna go with the golden oldie. How does this look? Looks fine. Used sci-fi armor so many times already, but it just always looks so nice. We can leave the part that everything's built on concrete though. But we're gonna change some of the components over here. Let's turn it a little bit. There we go. Good. Look at that. We can do the same thing to the last few. Wasn't it able to build far enough? Don't hear it build anymore. Block is switched off. Oh, I never switched this on. Smart fans. Welding only. There we go. So this is the edge for the one that's all the way in the back. Alright. Then this new one should be able to build near the front of the ship. So the next one's gonna be 1, 2, 3, then here's the welding block, then here's the second welding block. There it is. There we go. A little bit close, but sure. Boop. Let's remove this last welding or merge block. Yeah, it's gonna build the conveyors first. It's good because then it can build the last repair guy. We also have to find a location for all the storage that we're gonna have on board, like the standard components. Then we're gonna have a storage for all the oxygen and hydrogen, small hydrogen tanks. There's a lot of things we have to think about. We have also a lot of hydrogen tanks and oxygen tanks. We have a lot of small cargo that we can fit anywhere. A lot of O2H2 generators we still have to install. We have a lot of things to do, which is fine. Alright, let's see. So, we're gonna have to remove this thing here. I think the rover is the best answer for this one. I love flying through things. Okay, yeah, the rover's gotten heavier as well since last time. I'm gonna pick up the miner like this. So last time I alluded to that I was gonna change the mining, the way we're gonna mine. Near the front of, or the back of this ship, there is a little patch with iron, nickel, and cobalt. One thing I'm gonna do is... Oh, I can't even grab that. That's way too far in. I think we're gonna have to try to drop it. And then remove the parts where the wheels are attached right now. Okay. So, one of the things that I was going to do in the near future is and show it perhaps. I don't know if they show up when I go here. Down here, somewhere, maybe if I sit in the ship helm, I think there's a helm somewhere. I don't think there is one actually. Wait, no, there was one here, I believe. Yeah. So, near the end of the ship, doesn't show up because there's no ore detector installed. Smarty pants. But near the back, there is an ore patch with all three of them that we're gonna need. I'm gonna set up a miner over there to... I'm gonna probably use some of the refineries with yields slots and just install them here somewhere. Just so we can use the ores that are on this planet. And we can make the comps on this planet in case we need it. Alright. Let's start removing some stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little bit of a buffer. So we're gonna install some half blocks here. If we are able to. We are not. Oh, we need steel plates. Okay. That's okay. Steel plates enough. Because what we're going to do is we're going to just rest the entire ship on a few half blocks. And hope that that's enough to... can't place them here. The problem is that I don't know if it will go well if I do this. Maybe if I do them one by one. Okay. Let's hope this ends well. Let's first remove the wheels, and then we'll remove the suspensions. One by one. First this wheel. Ooh, it's already digging in the ground here. Okay. Next wheel. Lots of spats came from here, but nothing is broken. Okay, let's just remove all the components back into the rover.
Inventory full.
Lots of good components from this thing, that's for sure. There's also a lot of gyroscopes still that we have to install later on into the ship anyway. Okay, let's free our spot to get to the tank. That's one side. Let's remove the other.
Inventory full.
Uh-huh. We're getting there.
Inventory.
Yeah. Inventory full, I know. And we're nearly there. Okay. Now it should be free enough to grab it. Then is the question, can we move it? Probably not. So there might be stuff. No, I think it might be fine because it's a circle. It might move different once we have it disconnected. Alright, let's just attach it and see if we can drive it off. If not, we'll just stop and try it a different way. I drove into it a little bit zealously. Did it not damage it? No. Okay. Let's make it a little bit free on the sides. Okay, I rammed into it a little bit too hard. Let me disattach it real quick. Just softly back into it. Okay, let's hope it's a little bit better. This game is a bit janky sometimes. I don't want to invite too much jank into my life.
Inventory.
I'd rather avoid the jank, if any possible. Ooh, hello there, blocks. Don't fall on my head, please. Another jump drive. Another 120 power cells and 1,000 superconductors. We might make use of those, we might not. Okay. I think most of the blocks that should be able to squeeze it on both sides should be now done. So it's time to disattach this thing and hope that everything goes well. Don't say boom. Okay, let's slowly drive forwards. Oh, I am a moron. Pardon me. Okay, we're free now, so let's go. Let's softly drive around. The top one is of course going to be a lot harder due to it being so high up. Okay, let's just park it here. We'll grab it later. There we go. Let's first park the rover because it's gonna take quite a long time for us to deattach that in a safe manner. We might even just pick it up with the hauler. But we'll see to that in a bit. I almost drove into it at the speed of light. Okay. Let's see how far we are with the building here. Okay. Don't know why it hasn't built this yet. Is it run out of steel plates? I think most of the steel plates were maybe in the rover. Let's just build the build and repair system first then. Good. Okay, let's set it to welding only. No, welding only. And let's turn it on. Good. Now it should... Yep. There's already a hydrogen. Oh, there was already hydrogen in here, of course. Now I was thinking about like where to install the jump drives, and I was thinking about installing them maybe here somewhere, but I think they're also very nice looking, so I might install them somewhere in a very, very obvious location, because I just think they look neat. And then just cover them up with like glass panels to make sure that nothing hits them. But we'll find a way for that. So I'm gonna do one thing, at least, is to try to put that thing upright and install it. Okay. Let's just make it upright at least. No brakes, a little bit of brake. 19 panels. Easy peasy. Should be enough. Sure, let's respawn here. Where's my body? There's my body. Je suis dumbass. Okay. So we want this on the right side, if I remember correctly. Yes, so we want from the frontal side with the little staircase, we want it on the right side of that. Boop. So here's the staircase. Here's the coloration. I also realized that I might have done it wrong. Yeah, I did it wrong. I installed the merge block in the wrong position. I should just install it here. I'm gonna do that first before I do anything else. The reason why I did it wrong is I'm gonna otherwise have to maneuver 4 blocks in a hole that's only 4 blocks wide. That's very difficult to aim. But if I do it like this, then I have a lot of room to maneuver. I just have to pick it up in the correct manner. Right, let's do this. Oh, I placed it on the ground here. Let's hope the batteries aren't empty yet. Nope. Alright. Let's go. It doesn't really matter what orientation we're gonna pick it up. As long as we have a bit of an orientation that we can work with, we should be fine. Okay. Merge block is on this side. So they can... I'm gonna grab it like this. Aw. There we go. Okay. I flew to the wrong one. You dummy. Hmm? Can we not do this again? Hello? What the fuck? Come on, man. Stop. Stupid rotation. I'm trying my best to counteract it. Okay, sure. Okay, sure. Sure. Okay, let's install, or let's rest the hauler again. There we go. Let's hook that up. Let's hook that up. Let's turn that off. Let's turn that off. Okay. Okay. I was thinking, in a different ship that I've used before, the way they did it, when they had long rows of conveyor pipes, they used basically conveyor pipe, oxygen tank, conveyor pipe, or conveyor junction, hydrogen tank, conveyor junction, hydrogen tank, conveyor junction. They did it like that. That way, if you have to bridge over long distances, you can still put a lot of your smaller tanks in. So you will have a lot of storage, and you will also still can move your conveyors over long distances. I think I'm gonna do that for this ship. So that's at least something that is on the planning as well. But with this, we have moved the large hydrogen thrusters. We have moved 2 of the large hydrogen tanks. Next episode, there might already be some extra grinding that has been done. If you made it to this last part, let me know in the comments if you like me to make um, the chapters in the video so people can see. So if you think like, oh, this is boring, let me skip to the next part, then I can put those in. I can experiment with that. But in the meantime, tomorrow is gonna come my my new microphone. So hopefully the audio will be a little bit better. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you in the next video. And have a very, very great day. Bye-bye. And